some questions from the AMA. Somebody was asking about Cosmos. Adam, I think Adam may be making a similar type of formation to AVAX. It's called the ignore the resistance formation. So there's some definite hope in Cosmos. And somebody was also asking about Armor. Armor had a really nice pop, okay, that came out and everyone sold the first uptick predictably. But if Armor holds, okay, that's another coin that, like, say 3 months down the road, there may be a catalyst. And I think there's a lot of ways that some of these destroyed altcoins can come back. Now, somebody else flashed in and was asking about, like, what's the best NFT out there? I've got a friend who's an artist, okay, and she's been searching for things where you can mint an NFT, change it around, and then remint it as your own, okay? So somebody was looking at solanart.io. So SOLANART.io, okay? So that's the Solana experience of OpenSea. And I think a lot of people are trying to migrate over there to try to find cheaper stuff. Now, somebody also said, you know, hey, what should I do with my Solana? Folks, when something's going parabolic, it's the oldest trading phrase that there is. The trend is your friend. Okay, with something like Solana, you may be back in 2017. Not because NFTs are a bubble, although we've talked about the ETH liquidity trap. So don't trap your only 2 ETH in an NFT. Okay. But in 2017, ETH went from $8 where Ian Bellina bought it to like 1,000 or 1,400. So remember, the guy from Multicoin Capital, okay, the guy who runs Multicoin Capital, it's like the second most prolific hedge fund, I think, next to Galaxy Digital, has got a car that he bought, I'm assuming a while ago, and his license plate says Solana. So how big do you think his position is? You think he's selling at 100? I doubt it, right? Mm-hmm. Those guys bought PERP at 8 cents. Okay, PERP's up, you know, to 25 today off a Coinbase listing. Like, what have you learned from listening to Ian Bellina? Buy quality and hodl. So if you want to spend Solana on an NFT, cool. But if you want to take some profits, great. But if you've only got a small position, right? If Solana keeps going, maybe you move your stop up, or maybe if you're a smaller player, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but maybe you just close your eyes and let it go. Just let it go. And maybe I just made the top forever on YouTube, but I don't want you to miss, like, there's Ethereum. Ethereum's only come around so many times. And if Solana is a part of Web3, then Solana could go much, much higher before you think about taking profits. Because for a small retail investor, Solana at 90 or Solana at 70 is life-changing money if it goes to 1,000. So, you know, life-changing money is something that we're all about helping you with. Now, somebody's asking me, what about Matic? Okay, I see Adrian is asking that in the chat. Matic is another sleeper. This whole idea, like Forrest has got a project that he's really into, Zedrun, right? It's like the future of horse racing, right? The future of sports is also going to be in NFTs and on the blockchain. I think Matic is underrated again, right? People are like, oh, it was this huge 1,000x. It went to 3, it dropped to 1.5, and everyone's blown it off. I don't think that's a good idea, because I think if ETH takes off, it could take Matic as like a layer 2 with it. So, you know, somebody's also asking about Liquidity and HEX, all right, in the AMA. Let me just tell you something about HEX. I remember when I first started on this show that I interviewed this guy, Richard Hart, right? And I looked at him and I was like, wow, this guy's scary. He's scared me. But when I looked at the chart of HEX, it actually had a natural rhythm to it. Like it had good looking Elliott wave work. So when you evaluate a project, right? Like we did some Bitcoin Cash work, which may wind up being Bitcoin Cash comedy if it ever goes back to 1500, right? But when it comes to stuff like HEX, don't blow something off just because the person who runs it is controversial. On Token Metrics TV, and I'm not sure if we release it on YouTube, but we've actually got an interview with Richard Hart, right? So not only did we do one way back in the day, we've got a great reporter, okay, who used to work in the Crypto News Bureau, grilling Richard Hart, and that's part of the value proposition for Token Metrics TV, okay? Now, I just saw a comment go by on Rune, if I can. Rune, okay, Thorchain is a part of a DeFi universe. You're like, wait, DeFi's still out there? Oh yeah, folks, DeFi's still out there, and we're going to tell you about it if we get 1,000 likes. But Thorchain is held by the same hedge fund with the guy with the Solana license plate, because Thorchain is right. That was in his research. I mean, is anyone going to fade that guy ever? No, I'm not. I get his research. I've been reading him before everyone was reading him. Right? That was my big trade, was getting on Multicoin Capital's Twitter and their blog. So if they think Thorchain is and Rune is like regulatory proof, then oh man, right? Like what happens if people are able to start borrowing money against NFTs? Is anyone other than Token Metrics talking about the eventual intersection between DeFi and NFTs? Like I'm pretty sure with Forrest, with his horse racing game, he's getting some sort of yield on the horses that he buys. Is that right, Forrest?
That is right. The yield in the form of breeding them. So, you know, in Zed Run, you can buy a horse, and if your horse has desirable genetics, you can breed it out, and people will pay you big money, depending on how good your horse is, to literally breed with your horse and create another unique NFT in the form of the offspring horse that they can either then turn around and sell for hopefully a profit or race, right? And racing is how you can also earn money in Zed Run. It's pretty insane that, you know, people are making thousands and tens of thousands of dollars per month in 2021 breeding digital horses, right? That's a legitimate occupation in 2021, digital horse breeder. It's insane. NFTs are huge, and yeah, I like Zed Run. And the thing with NFTs, the question I keep hearing is, are NFTs like the ICO boom in 2017? And I think in some ways, yes, in some ways, no. Everyone's worried about NFTs dropping 90% like most of the ICOs or like the total cryptocurrency space did in 2017, 2018. And I would say they're similar in the sense that you want to look for either blue chip NFTs, which, you know, in terms of art, Ian's become the expert on art investing in blue chip NFTs, but also utility. So if we take our minds back to what it was like in 2017 and 2018 in the big ICO craze, what projects did well? Well, you had your blue chip altcoins, right? Like Ethereum, like anything that was kind of in the top 5 that had real utility. Back in 2017 and 2018, you had Bitcoin, right? Not an altcoin, but just a blue chip cryptocurrency. That stuff all bounced back this bull market. But then you also had some ICOs that got hit pretty hard in the bear market, but just had a ton of utility. So if you invest based off of fundamentals and utility behind the NFTs, I think you'll be fine. I think your NFTs will bounce back. Could they lose value in a bear market? Yes, right? Will blue chips hold 100% of their value in a bear market? I hope so. They might not. But will they bounce back when NFTs make a comeback? More than likely, right? Will CryptoPunks come back after a bear market? It's highly, highly likely, if they even drop at all, right?
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.